Are you a whisky lover? Then you've come to the right video. Tomatin Distillery is a single malt Scotch whisky distillery in the village of Tomatin, which is just 25 minutes south of Inverness. The Tomatin Distillery was founded in 1897, but was taken over by a Japanese company in the 1980s called Takara Shuzo. And when they took over, they decided to focus on quality rather than quantity. Before setting off on our Taste of Tomatin tour, we decided to have a little look in the visitor centre. There were lots of lovely, unique products, but we decided to wait till after the tour to grab some. Our tour was taken by a lovely lady called Anna, who has lived in Tomatin her whole life, so has plenty of knowledge about the distillery. First she took us through the malting process, and then the mashing process, which unfortunately I was unable to get a video of. Next is on to the washbacks. This is where the final ingredient yeast is added and the process of converting sugar into ethanol can begin. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to take pictures or videos of where the distilling process happens, but after being distilled they are put in these casks to be matured. Once they've been in the casks for a minimum of 3 years and 1 day, they can be emptied into the troughs. This will then be put through a filter so the liquid is separate from the cask debris. So the colours on these barrels actually represent how many times the barrels have been used, from 1 to 7 times. We all got to smell casks that had previously had sherry, port and bourbon in them, and this then flavours the whisky. My favourite was the tawny port cask, as this smelled like caramel, nut and wood spice. After the run through of the whole process, we finally got to the best part, the tasting room. The tasting room was so lovely, they had little hats on the glasses. I later realised that these had a purpose. They were to stop the whisky from evaporating and to keep the aromas in. These were the 6 whiskies we got to try. We tried the Legacy, the 12-year-old, the Cask Strength, the 14-year-old, the 18-year-old and the Cabogan, which was a peaty flavoured whisky. All of these are available to buy online, but the Cabogans are very limited edition, so be quick. As you can see, we were very intrigued by what Anna had to say. She really spoke with such passion and enthusiasm. For being such a young girl, she had great knowledge about the products and could answer any questions we had. First we had a look at it and got to swirl it around the glass and point it up to the light. And this was to see how oily it is, which will then tell you how smooth it's going to taste. You can also tell how old a whisky is by doing this. Next we got to smell it. Now I was really intrigued by these glasses. I really thought they were quirky and different, but the reason they are like this is for tasting, so the head of the glass was the perfect size for your nose. Something else Anna also taught us was to smell with your mouth open. And it really did make such a difference. I could even taste it on my taste buds then. Smelling the whisky is just as important as tasting it. This one was actually the 18-year-old, so you can already see it's darker in colour and it's more oily, which is why it's going to taste smoother. Slàinte mhath, time to give it a try. After the tasting, we decided to bottle our own whisky to take home. I am very sentimental, so things like this mean a lot to me, things that you can take home from a special memory that you've made. You get to pick which whisky goes inside the bottle, you get to pour it yourself, and of course try not to spill it. I have to say this is my favourite part of the whole experience. You also get to write on your own sticker and pop it on the bottle yourself. On the sticker it has the batch number, the bottle number, the date the whisky was distilled, and the date that you've bottled your own whisky. Although you can write the day you bottled the whisky yourself, you could also write a special occasion date. So if your anniversary was in a couple of months or your birthday was in a couple of months, you could pop that date on instead and give it as a perfect present. I haven't actually come across another distillery that do this, so I just think it makes it very unique and gives it the extra personal touch. It also means every time I see it in the kitchen, it will remind me of the special tour that I had with my family, which provided a great day out for all of us. and made us all fall a little bit more in love with Scottish whisky.